Gathered together from the cosmic reaches of the multiverse, here in a mother's basement are the most powerful forces of nerdiness ever assembled. Lorenzo, Adam, Todd, and their space monkey Gleek. Their mission to fight Snyderbots, enjoy comics, and educate all mankind with Culture Shock's newest podcast, the DC Guys.
You're gonna be a pain in the butt to edit.
You know what? We're excited. We finally got the one thing we've been hyping up, and it's the Superman trailer. So edit that out, bitch. Yeah, our one curse word for the podcast. It's early on. Wait, how many seconds was it? 30 seconds in, we're good. YouTube can only strike us if it's like 5 seconds in.
Yep.
We waited.
Well, welcome everybody to the DC Guys.
Yeah! We finally got it! We can talk about it!
What's your move, Marvel?
Give us the
What
Daredevil
if?
trailer.
What if?
But yeah, we finally got our Superman trailer, and that's what we're here to talk about. We're also going to be talking about Creatures Commandos, because we didn't get Adam's opinion last time.
Oh, by the way, yeah, Adam is here today. He's alive.
Say hi, Adam.
Hello, everyone.
How was being sick for the best? Being dead.
Sucks. It really does suck.
Ooh, before we get into some details, something else dropped today outside of the pop culture one that I got to try. I tried the Taco Bell chicken nuggets.
Oh, how were they?
Let me tell you. Alright, this is something weird and completely off-brand before we get into Superman. When you try chicken nuggets, not from like a regular place, you think they're going to be horrible, right?
Mm-hmm.
These were delicious. They have a jalapeno honey mustard.
Ooh.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Listen, I want to get them for you guys, and we do like an actual food review, because I want to get... I feel like you're going to like them.
My aunt overheard me on the phone, and she goes to me after I hang up. She goes, "Why didn't you bring Taco Bell, Adam?"
You would like this. You're a big food guy, because we went
Yeah.
down to that one store. We went to go actually visit the Hall of Justice.
Freaking love that place.
Yeah. With Jungle Gyms. Yeah,
Jungle
Jungle Gyms.
Gyms, yep.
Jungle Gyms.
I feel like you like the jalapeno honey mustard. You would.
I think I would.
Awesome. And they also have like a spicy ranch. I didn't try it though, but here's the thing I also tried with it.
Mm-hmm.
You get a combo. It's $10. I'm gonna just name off food real quick. So it's $10. You get the nacho fries and the chicken nuggets. Dude, it was like $10, and you can get 10 nuggets, and you still get a whole thing of fries. When I tell you, I didn't think Taco Bell could do it, make me like chicken nuggets. And they're like whole pieces too. Like they don't cheat you out. They're like, well, you can't really see it, but they're pretty big. They're thick.
They're thick.
But, yeah, that's kind of my off topic, and I was like really telling Adam, like, I want to mention this like before we actually get into.
I gotta mention this because we're talking about how thick the chicken nuggets are and all like that. So I went to Pennsylvania to go get, Louis Doc's autograph.
Yeah.
We stopped at McDonald's because we were hungry. And guess how thick they were? And I'm just like...
Were they actually bigger?
Yeah, they were like actually bigger. They were more meaty, and I'm just like...
So
What's going on?
yeah, you said what we're at. They don't usually do this,
Yeah.
so we're out of state. But anyway.
Is that Justin?
If you guys don't know, we're recording at Todd's office, and there's someone knocking on the door. We actually don't know who it is.
It's either Justin or the dog, and I'm going to assume it's the Justin.
It might be the tail.
What if it is the tail? If that's our crypto? That's our crypto for today's episode. I kind of wish we were always recording this with the camera. We're going to try and do that soon.
Yeah.
And we could say, crypto and in comes Kidna just sits there and runs away. That would be our crypto moment, but Yeah, but on this quick side topic still, they're worth it. Really good. The limited time, I'd highly recommend for people that listen and watch this, give them a try.
Mm-hmm.
They were worth it.
Yeah.
Like, I was super impressed. I was like, dang, like, they kind of blew my mind a little bit with something different here. But yeah.
I'm excited to try them out. But we're not here to
We're
talk
not here to
about
talk about
fast
fast
food.
food. We're here to talk about the big thing that's been on our minds. And my phone blew up the whole week leading up to it. Because it was teaser for the teaser for the teaser for the teaser.
Let's talk about that. Let's lead it up to the trailer. Okay. So they dropped the poster.
Yeah, it was a motion poster.
Yeah.
Oh.
With the score.
With the score, which was beautiful.
Yeah.
Beautiful. And then we got another teaser. It was, hey, trailer Thursday.
Yep.
And then Thursday comes. Right, Thursday. It's the day we're all waiting for, which my video's up on the channel. You can watch the reaction now. Or anytime, actually. And it starts. And, you know, we're seeing, like, it's in the snow, all that, and all of a sudden, BAM! Crash down. It's David Cornsworth, Superman, all beat up. And just breathing.
Bleeding, too.
Yeah, bleeding too, yeah, which was really... Oh.
I love the fact that he has the Yamcha pose, too.
Oh, my... The amount of Yamcha memes I saw that day is the greatest thing ever in the history of comic book. And, you know, he's sitting there and we get to see him going into his actual Clark Kent, which everyone thought he was wearing a wig. That's his actual hair. They just styled it to look more, you know...
Wait, apparently there's a new theory going around now because of his hair.
Mm-hmm.
It's like, well, he has Kryptonian hair, so he's able to, like, change it with his Kryptonian DNA.
No, one is just more unstyled. The other one's slicked back.
Yeah.
But anyway, we seeing shots of the Daily Planet, Rachel Brosnahan? Or is it Brosnan? Yeah, Brosnahan.
Mm-hmm.
Lois Lane. We're seeing a few other characters, you know, then we get the title card from the director of the Guardians of the Galaxy trilogy, which is really nice. That's a good way to promote it.
That was really... I think that was the biggest shocker was, can they do that? Because I'm surprised
can
they
we-
didn't
can
say,
we
like,
actually say
from
that?
the director of Creature Commandos and
Well,
the Suicide Squad.
And this is what me and a few other people were talking about. It's not a smart move to do a PG-13 project with two R-rated projects, because if they didn't watch it, they
The
don't.
writer of Scooby-Doo.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he did not say that.
I actually am. I'm surprised. I would be very shocked if he didn't say that. Mostly because Scooby-Doo is a very mixed movie. You want people to be like, I made you cry over a raccoon and a talking tree.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
So, but anyway, I digress. Yeah, that's a smart move using that trilogy to say, because here's the thing. Most of the world and most of pop culture has seen Guardians of the Galaxy.
Mm-hmm.
And if it wasn't for... if it wasn't for James Gunn, I don't think it would have the same style and appeal that... And, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? Like style, appeal, and memorableness that he put in those movies. Which, first one is written by him, half and half. It's however you want to see that.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, the whole rest of the Guardians trilogy by him. So then, we hear a whistle. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to have to put a language warning on this. When I tell you, I lost my fucking mind. I didn't think they were going to do it, especially in this teaser.
Yeah,
and if you heard our last episode, we didn't think we were going to get who we thought we were going to get. They showed us Crypto, the super dog. I loved it. He had the cape, and if you looked at his collar, he had the little logo crescent of the thing. I was like, oh, so it's perfect. And other than, we saw the big rumored kaiju in this too. And then we also saw the other heroes. We saw Metamorpho, played by Anthony Carrigan, is his name? Yeah.
Yeah, the dude from
Gotham, and he's also from, isn't it Barry? The other HBO show?
I think so.
With Bill Hader.
Yep, Barry, yep.
Yeah. And then we also get Mr. Terrific, played by
You're not gonna pronounce.
I
it.
cannot pronounce his name for the life of me.
Mr. Terrific was in the trailer there.
Yeah.
Yeah, Mr. Terrific, but he is also played by Darwin from X-Men.
Mm-hmm. First Class.
Why would I almost say Days of Future Past? We also get the very famous, now meme-worthy Guy Gardner, played by the very famous and iconic Nathan Fillion, which they also confirmed, too, he's reprising his role in Lanterns. That's Guy Gardner.
Good.
That's awesome.
Yeah, so we're going to get more Lanterns and Lanterns. Good, it's called Lanterns for a reason. I would not put it past that. Anyone who said he was not going to show up in that show was clearly thinking of something.
We also had our first appearance of Lex Luthor.
Oh, and the other Hawkgirl.
And Hawkgirl. Yeah, I forgot about Hawkgirl, yeah.
Hawkgirl, played by Isabella Merced, who was in the most famous movie of the year, this year, Madam Web. And she's also playing the character in The Last of Us Season 2.
Yeah.
Well, it's a character from Part 2, but she's in this one. If you played the game, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, I don't have to explain. But yeah, she's playing a very important character in the game, in the show now. She's also in, what else was she? She also played Dora.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
that's
I forgot
right.
about that.
Dora the Explorer and Dora and the Lost City or Lost Gold, whatever it's called. It's called something. But, yeah, I'm... Someone else talk. I feel like I'm talking too much.
Oh, God, this trailer was great. I've seen this about 30 times already.
100.
Damn. All right.
That's sad.
No.
You know what?
No.
Do we want to say what's sad? Is you photoshopping how many photos?
No. I'll tell you what's sad is watching the Batman trailer 24 hours every day for a week and a
Even though the
month.
movie's been out,
Even though,
he
yeah,
still watches it.
I still watch it. Still today.
It's
I
a
thought you were
s-
going to say when I photoshopped your girlfriend with Superman.
It's not shocker. I mean, my girlfriend being photoshopped with Superman is not a shocker. It's the, oh my God, they actually did this. Oh my God, I'm so sorry.
I'm gonna try and get it better. I'm gonna put Adam on the little girl, and then put Todd's face on Superman. And it's still in front of him.
So the whole Superman flying thing and the Superman, holding the child and, Green Lantern, I've been like, anytime they mention a movie or they send me a photo, I just Photoshop it immediately with Superman or Green Lantern.
The one Todd, I think, actually lost his mind at wasn't even a Photoshop he made. I told him about the Photoshop, and he went to go find it, and I've never seen this man smile more. So there's an account on Twitter called Photoshopping Paddington into every movie until I forget. They put it in the first, teaser of the teaser. It's a shot where Superman's flying, and it looks really good. They actually photoshopped Paddington in the shape of it, and Todd, it was when we were seeing Sonic the Hedgehog 3, which that review is up too. Todd just smiled in line waiting. I've never seen a bigger smile on his face. You could tell this man was about ready to cry tears of joy. And it wasn't even about anything we were seeing that day. It was the Paddington Superman flying photo.
Or Grover.
But continue.
Let's continue. Okay, this Superman trailer expectations were very high, and man, they succeeded. The John Williams score was okay, fantastic. They're playing it in a guitar form. Guy Gardner looked amazing. I was like, wow, we're actually gonna see another Green Lantern, a live action Green Lantern. That's nice.
After 2011's
Yeah.
Ryan Reynolds Green Lantern.
Just seeing a lantern exist again is nice. Okay, Zack Snyder did it for a second. I'm like, well, this one's gonna have dialogue.
Also, if you see a certain movie this week called Sonic the
That's
Hedgehog,
what they actually reference.
they referenced the Green Lantern. Robotnik goes, "I hate watched the Green Lantern," starring Ryan Reynolds, and that's one of the best lines in the movie because the scene is so funny itself.
But Superman in general looks awesome. Rachel looks great as Lois. I love the Clark Kent hair. I really do, because when he's changing, all he does is probably this.
Yeah.
Nice sound effect, even though no one can see what you're doing.
Yeah, exactly.
They have to imagine with their mind.
I'm taking off. I really liked the teaser because that was actually really cool. They showed Daily Planet. They showed everyone looking. There's just Superman flying.
Yeah, because the tagline is "Look up."
You want to know what the funny thing is that I would have been okay if that was the teaser trailer.
Oh, I would have been fine with that. I would have been like, oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah.
You know, I would have been fine with it too, but then you have that weird minority group online going, what is this color grading? Now everyone's a fucking expert. Sorry, language. Everyone's an expert in color grading now all of a sudden, and editing and movie experts.
Yeah.
Oh,
my only, I do have a little issue with the color editing for it, but I'm also watching it on my phone.
yeah, it's so compressed, and it's like.
So again, it's still, yes, the color is probably not the best. Some scenes don't look that great. Like, I'm gonna flat out say I think the kaiju doesn't look that great.
Yeah, but it's still 7 months out.
We're still 7 months out, and when I see this on the IMAX, it's gonna be a completely different film.
Yeah, and
Like,
what I tell people is this cinematographer Henry Ronham shot Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 2. He did Guardians of the Galaxy Volume 3. He did The Suicide Squad, and he also did The Flash. Which The Flash has really good scenes. I mean, granted, our buddy Kyle was like, yeah, but sometimes I'm like, but that's not him, though. He's not the CGI artist. He's just, hey, I like this. I want to do this as a shot. Like, my favorite shot is the two bears in the cave, and like they're shadowed out and look really good. And a lot of the times when it's not CGI running and he's just standing in the suit looks amazing how he mapped it out perfectly.
The thing I liked the shot about the most, I really loved Crypto. I was like, oh, it's so cool. It's Crypto. I actually came home. This is how sad and pathetic I was. I came home, saw my dog, and I said, we're going to watch something beautiful. You and me.
I can't wait for the day I go over to your house and I see a red cape on Lucky.
It's going to happen. I have said to myself, I need to do this. I need to do this before, so I'm like, I gotta get him in a Superman cape.
I'm imagining you taking it to the movie theater too.
I am going to take Lucky to a drive-in to watch Superman.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, you could do that. Yeah.
Superman, and my dog's gonna be like, why are we here?
He's gonna fall asleep.
Yeah, he is.
We're gonna hear him just like he normally does whenever I come over.
Or when the bad thing happens to the dog because of the James Gunn movie, maybe your dog will cry.
I watched Marley and Me with my dog once.
Did the dog cry?
I shed his eye. I shielded his eyes. I was like, don't look at this. I'm a horrible person.
I don't expect Crypto to die, but I am expecting him to be like, he's gonna hit a mountain or a building, and he's gonna be out cold.
I feel like he's just gonna get knocked out for a second.
He's gonna get
like Superman's just gonna go Super Saiyan.
Yeah, so I'm thinking it's gonna be what is that? Ultraman.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was showing off in the trailer a little bit too. I feel like Ultraman's gonna maybe like hit the dog and he's gonna be like, "Don't touch my dog," and like just start like decking away at him.
The interviews I read with James Gunn of this whole trailer is really cool. Is he says there's a lot of inspiration from the animated series.
I could see that.
I saw that. My mom saw the trailer. She goes, "This looks good." She goes, "It's definitely animated series Superman."
It's an animated series. It's the Fleshner series.
Yeah.
The Snyder. There's a bit of Snyder, and James Gunn said that Zack Snyder broke the way of how he could do it.
Yeah. I've always said this when it comes what they needed to do with the DC movies is they needed to take inspiration from the cartoons because that's what we wanted. We didn't want dark and gritty. We wanted, animated series in live action form.
Which, by the way, I gotta send you guys this. IGN just did a documentary that was good.
Documentary for what?
Talking about making the DC Bruce Timmverse.
Oh,
it was really good how they said that they were trying to do the Marvel way. That they were really more into Marvel Bruce Timm was more into Marvel than DC at the time. And this was off topic, sorry, it was off topic. But they were talking about how Kids WB wasn't going to approve Justice League. So they quickly went to Cartoon Network. And Cartoon Network was like, when can you get this? In a year. How many episodes? 20. All right, go. He goes, and then toys. They're like, we can do toys! Because the toy companies were talking about they were going to make another Tech Shield Batman because they said the villains weren't selling. All it was the Batmans. which I would have thought the villains would have been selling like crazy because I had to have every villain in the Batman animated series.
You know what I thought was really interesting that I found out? Talking about the Justice League cartoon.
Mm-hmm.
Wonder Woman wasn't supposed to be part of the original lineup.
No.
It's supposed to be Big Bertha.
Mm-hmm.
There
Robin was supposed to be in it too, and Nightwing.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they put the what was the rule? They couldn't use a lot of Batman characters. What
Yeah.
was the rule? I looked
There
it
was
up.
well, they couldn't use Robin because of Teen Titans.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and also, wasn't it New Adventures of Batman? Because
Yeah.
you couldn't use Nightwing. You couldn't use a few other characters.
There was like a bad embargo because they were going to do something with them. But yeah, with Wonder Woman, it was because DC didn't own the full rights. And they had to get permission from the original creator.
Oh, yeah.
Or I guess the owner, not the original creator, but the owner.
And the best way they described it was with Jon Stewart as the Green Lantern. Why they chose him is that they think it was gonna be boring watching 7 white people save the day.
Yeah, I can see that. Yeah, I can see that being.
But
I mean, we do get Hal Jordan in like a second or two.
All right, I'm caught up. Okay, let's go.
Yeah, he's like, I already know what's going on here. It's like, all right, that's pretty funny.
But back to the Superman trailer. Gunn has said that this is like this is only like the first act we've seen.
Yeah, it's the beginning, and I can believe that. I honestly believe once I saw him crashing in the snow, I go, this is how the movie starts.
Yeah. And that's, honestly, I hope that's all we see.
Yeah.
I do. That's why I'm hoping. I really, honestly, I don't need a second trailer now.
Yeah.
I like the trailers.
You gotta give me a little bit more.
Yeah, maybe the next one has some dialogue. It was
give
a
me some
beautiful
dialogue.
shot
Give me some acting.
Because here's the thing: as much as we us are like, we don't mind what it's about. We just want to see Superman. I want to know a little bit. Like, all right, give me like what's the motivation here? Why does Luthor hate him in this version now?
Yeah.
Even though you guys have know what's going on, I still have my fingers crossed. I'm not gonna be disappointed if it's not. I still think Brainiac is like part of this movie.
He's somewhere in this movie.
It's somewhere in this movie, like those whole scenes with the ray shields, the alien. It's just like I'm like, there's something more to this. It can't be just Luthor.
But my whole thing was with this teaser, and just seeing now finally how the movie looks. Now I get a better view because I always thought for the longest time, I'm like, all right, this is gonna look like a Guardians movie. Didn't look like that.
No.
It's gonna look like the Suicide Squad. Didn't look like that.
It felt like it was Superman. It felt like a Superman movie again.
It looked like the Reed's Superman
Mixed with Snyder's.
mixing with Snyder, but it's with modern technology.
You wanna know what it looked like? Looked like a comic book movie.
Yeah.
It literally looked like a comic book movie. For once, a comic book project wasn't afraid to look like a comic book project.
No, I'm sorry. I think Suicide Squad looked like a comic book.
Oh yeah, that still does look like it. I think
you had a giant starfish.
Which I love the Photoshop. I was screaming. I sent this and was like, look at this, look at this. And then...
But also the Guardian... So here's the thing with James Gunn. And I will always say this about James Gunn. Now that I have a better understanding of who he is, I've heard him talk more about comics. He's a comic nerd.
Yeah.
He was picked on as a kid.
He was picked on when he was, and I always use it as an example because I always tell people if you want to learn about him, go watch The Inside Youth with Michael Rosenbaum. It is a fantastic interview, and it's probably one of the best ones Michael Rosenbaum. Well, I mean, I like James Gunn. Guardians made me like him. I looked into, tweets past whatever it said. People can grow as people, the way he talks about it is he never wanted to become a writer. He never wanted to do movies. He wanted to go do TV. Then he got the call from Marvel, and he goes, "Yeah, you guys are doing Guardians of the Galaxy." They're like, "Yeah, do you want to take a look?" He goes, "All right, like whatever. Yeah, come take a look." He didn't want to do it at first. He's like, "No." But apparently, coming to find out, he was called for other movies in Marvel's past. They called him for Iron Man. They called him for Thor. He turned them all down every single time. He didn't want to do it.
I wanted to see him take on the Avengers.
They even called him for Avengers.
I wanted
that
to
was the
see
big surprise.
him take on for the Avengers. He would have done a great job with the Avengers.
It was Guardians. Guardians caught his eye.
I freaking love Guardians of the Galaxy is one of the best Phase 2 movies.
Because you want to know why? It's not afraid to get goofy and be a comic book.
Yeah.
Like, again, a talking tree and a raccoon. Who would have thought that would have sold? Who would have... I mean, you could probably say, oh, it was in, like, the middle of all the Marvel hype. Even Marvel was worried about this movie.
Yeah, I remember reading everything. It was like, this movie's gonna fail. This movie's gonna fail. I knew it wasn't going to fail.
Yeah, I thought.
I looked at Adam because Adam was like, yeah, this movie's gonna fail. I'm like, it's not gonna fail.
It looked, because here's the thing. I like to call Guardians, like, even he kind of described it as, like, it's a homage to Star Wars.
Mm-hmm.
It's what you would think the cosmic is in a Marvel live action film. And it doesn't, it's not afraid to take itself on that cosmic ride.
Yeah.
It shows you everything in the Marvel cosmic. It teases,
Yeah.
It got you used to the cosmic side.
He brought back the music, which I love, because if you really think about it, all the music we like, a lot of like all the oldies,
He's the one that's
it's from
Yeah.
He's the one that introduced.
He's
him.
also a big music buff.
Mhm.
He was in a band.
Yeah.
Oh.
He did vocals.
Didn't
He sang.
he do an Didn't like one of his first videos was an MTV music video, I
I
believe.
believe so.
Yeah.
So, and you know, like I always talk to, I'm going to use Kyle because he's the one who's always bashing on Gunn. It's like, well, Gunn with Superman. And I was like, listen, you saw Guardians of the Galaxy. Well, yeah. You liked it, right? Yeah. I go, okay, so why are you worried? He literally got you to like a team no one knew about or cared about for how many years before Marvel decided they wanted to make a movie?
I can see why people are concerned.
Yeah.
Okay, because, again, the Guardians of the Galaxy is completely different than a Superman.
Mhm.
And not only that, it's one character.
Yeah.
And, and all we've seen from Gunn, in reality, Guardians of the Galaxy and the Suicide Squad and Creature Commandos.
And Peacemaker.
Can
Yeah, he wrote Peacemaker. And
Yeah,
still
but I mean, like, that was a spin-off
Yeah,
from
of
the Suicide Squad. So,
Yeah.
But can we talk about the support he's gotten with this trailer? Ryan Reynolds coming out excited. Vincent D'Onofrio. All the Marvel actors are coming out.
Of Hollywood is talking
Yeah.
about this trailer. I don't think I can stress this enough when I say this might be the most talked about superhero trailer of all in a while.
I bet you the reason why it's talked about so much is because you have all these nerds. They're like, they won't shut up about Scott Snyder.
Mm.
And it's just like, we're tired of, guys, you got nothing to worry about. It's James Gunn.
You mean Scott or you mean
Zach.
Zach.
We love
Well,
Scott Snyder. I met that
here-
guy at
here's-
Motor City. He was nice.
So here's the big complaint. I've told him about this. I'm
You
not
also
gonna.
have nerds complaining about Tom King for some weird reason. That's a whole other story episode. We can get into that.
I'm not.
I have mixed feelings about Tom King, but he's a good writer. Everyone needs to calm
Yeah.
down.
All right, I'm not gonna complain about this because you know how pissed I've been with this. It's the influencers on TikTok lately that are driving me insane.
They've
They've all jumped, and I want to go. You're fake. You're fake. Oh, you are such a fake ass. I want to punch you so hard in the face. You are gorgeous, but God, you are stupid.
I know you're talking about that one. Oh,
I'm getting irritated with the TikTokers thinking that, oh, I've loved DC forever, when they literally have videos of them saying DC sucks. And now all of a sudden, DC's great.
One example is, I don't know if I can name drop. I mean, we're not big enough where I don't think it would come back to bite me in the ass ever. Sorry, language again. There's one girl. She's really nice. I've heard great things about her. Her name is Taya Miller. I respect her as a creator. She filmed a reaction to the Superman trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Watching it, I could tell she really didn't know what was going on in this trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Because she is more a Marvel creator. And that's fine.
Yeah.
You can be one-sided. But my whole issue was, you're reacting to a movie and a franchise and an IP you very rarely talk about. And it's out of your area. Maybe let some other creators get some spotlight on this one.
Yeah.
And I'm not saying she's hogging it or anything. I'm just saying, let creators who are the DC creators who enjoy talking about that, let them talk about it.
My problem is it's nothing against them. I get it.
Yeah,
They gotta get the ratings. They gotta get their views. They gotta get because we want to do.
I respect that hustle. I respect
because
everything.
we're doing the same thing.
Yeah.
But it's the fact that oh, I'm gonna stop my life to watch the Superman trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Tell me when that's going on. When you just said DC sucked like 3 videos ago. Like, I have no faith in DC.
Yeah, it's a big
thing. Now there's a guy that he hates. I can't stand him because he just shouts so much.
Say the name.
I can't stand Soups. He shouts so much. he's got great things that I would definitely like to argue with him and go, prove your point and let me prove my point.
I think the one he was really dumbfounded on was saying the Batman cartoon was better than the animated series, and I'm like, without the animated series, you would not get the Batman cartoon. I was like, let's just be 100% real right now.
I sent it to him, and I called him, and I said, let me.
I sent it to him, but yeah. Anyway, him talking about Superman, it just, and he's like, I've always been a fan of Tim in the return suit. It's like, yeah, but you never talked about anything in the DCEU.
In my opinion...
So you are just a Superman fan. You're not really a DC fan. Because he doesn't talk about... I don't think he's reacted or talked about Creature Commandos.
He hasn't... He's talking about...
To be fair, I haven't heard a lot of people talk about Creature Commandos.
But here's the thing, though. When it's like the past few episodes have been the big talks on social media. Like the Weasel episode, which we'll talk about that in a minute. Or we'll talk about that later. What was the one before? The GI Robot. It's the moments like that where people will talk about it, and then, because you're getting the next episode, so you can't really still talk about one episode when it's a series, and you can keep... There's always going to be something new that pops up in each episode.
He's reacted to it saying, it's the fact that he's reacted to it and goes, I'm the DC guy, and, good for them that they all got invited to the Superman screening, but at the end of the day, I just look and I go, so you just kissed James Gunn's ass, that's all you did, to sit down and react to a trailer, and then what's going to happen is after 10 years after the next Justice League movie, you're going to go, oh, they need to do Crisis. That's how Marvel felt. Now, you said Marvel was always playing Secret Wars. I just think at the time these TikTokers were jumping the gun, hyping Secret Wars, hyping Doctor Strange, hyping Morbius, hyping all these movies.
My whole issue with, like you said, the hyping of the movies and hyping up Superman, which is good. Talking about
It's
Superman.
awesome.
Listen, it's a great edited trailer.
Yeah.
I think very highly of the trailer. Whoever edited it, give him a raise, please. It was a beautiful cut trailer. I think, like with no dialogue, just showing imagery, like scenes, it did what it needed to do.
Yeah.
It got people talking. Well, what is this movie about? Like, what are we seeing in this movie?
Yeah.
And I think the one thing people need to realize when they're saying how dumb it is Guy Gardner.
Mm-hmm.
Please go look how he looks in the comics and then come back to
he
that.
He looks like that in the cartoon as well.
I hate when people come up to me like, I don't like this, how they're doing this. Like with She-Hulk, like I hate people when they come to me, it's like, I don't like the fact that she breaks the fourth wall.
It's like, please go read the burn run. Go read the burn run
if
now.
If we didn't do it, you would be upset. Yeah. I get it that you prefer it with Deadpool.
Yeah, and that's why I think I brought it up multiple times is the comic community when it comes to movies, they don't know what they want. And then they jump the gun, and then when they don't get what they want, then they complain. It's like, well, you didn't ask for that. You wanted this.
Yeah.
Like, when they're like, oh, why is She-Hulk breaking the fourth wall? I'm like, please go do research a little bit.
So the big thing right now is I don't think anyone's understanding it, even though the Photoshops have been cool. You and I want like one awesome like poster together. Is that I gotta like say this like Robert Pattinson isn't going to be that Batman.
Yeah, we've already seen him in the Creatures Commandos episode. He is not that
He's
Batman.
not that Batman. And people are photoshopping Robert Pattinson with all that. That's great, but that's not gonna be the Batman.
I mean, there was the people were photoshopping Bale and.
I remember that. I have photoshopped all those, but
there was. I think Gunn has said it too. There was a time when they tried, and he really, really tried to get it to work. Where, all right, Pattinson can be the thing, and even Reeves was kind of behind it. And Reeves was like, "No, let's keep it its own thing." Yeah. He's like, "Yeah, okay."
Well, there's a shot that's cut out of the movie, but there's a set photo of someone dressed up as Superman in a costume that Superman had existed in the Batman universe. So they may have tried this and it didn't work.
Yeah,
but
I think there's been more.
I don't think his Batman will ever. I mean, this Superman's light.
Yeah, his Batman is too uniquely told and tailored to Reeves' storytelling.
Yeah, I mean it's an Elseworlds, and it's tied into that universe, and you can't really. You can put Superman in that universe, but it has to be. Yeah. Superman needs to evolve around that universe.
Yeah, you can't just force a character, and that's what people aren't realizing sometimes. Like, hey, when you're crafting and curating a movie universe, remember, once you set a tone for a certain movie, yeah, you can do different tones. But you have to remember, they have to fit in that already existing kind of premise of, hey, we have to make them act and style them like this.
Well, let's go.
I don't think Pattinson is styled to this universe specifically, or tailored. Like, it just wouldn't work.
Well, the question when James Gunn announces a Elseworld story of Superman, and it's a different actor. How are people gonna like? I wonder how people are gonna react to when Batman gets casted. Are people like, that's not Batman? I want Robert Pattinson. It's gonna be #Pattinson.
Oh yeah,
it's gonna be like that until that actor comes out.
Yeah. Look what I did on his, reaction video. I literally wrote down #restore the Snyderverse.
Yeah.
But
well, did you see what just happened recently on social media? David Ayer, great guy.
he left.
Great director. We went and we saw, what was the movie? Beekeeper.
Yeah.
Funny movie. Forgot that came out this year.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think we would recommend that one. It's just dumb fun. David Ayer, cool guy. He had the passion for Suicide Squad. Unfortunately, like Snyder, Warner Brothers stepped in. They did the whole yada yada Warner Brothers thing, and they kind of we want Guardians of the Galaxy. Yeah, Suicide Squad.
All it was.
Okay. Anyway, he's been sharing images, going like, hey, if James ever got the chance, and Warner Brothers also wanted to, can we show my version of Suit, the actual Ayer cut, which it's fine. I feel like if the opportunity presented itself, yeah, sure, show it. Who cares? But once Creature Commandos came out and it was Superman trailer, he's like, I don't want it conflicting the DC community. I'm gonna support James. I'm gonna support his vision. He goes, I've seen the trailer. It's great. Yeah. Oh, did the Snyder fans not like that one bit? They turned on him so fast. And at this point, that raises a question of, again, are you a DC fan at this point, or do you just want Zack Snyder?
That seems to be the thing now. Are you a DC fan, or are you just
or do you like Snyder films at this point?
I think what it comes down to, I think they're DC fans, and I also think half of them are trolling. At the end of the day, I think half of them, but the other half I think are truly upset because they're not gonna get their Justice League trilogy. They're not going to get their Man of Steel 2. They feel like Henry Cavill got screwed over. That's what it comes down to.
And here's the thing. They can say that all they want, which is true. It's true. Yeah. They can say that. But if we pull up the money that was early on in the DCEU, and also the critical and fan reception to Man of Steel, it's very mixed. Yeah. It's still very mixed.
They needed a reboot. Business-wise, they needed a reboot.
And that's cool. We can pull up the Batman vs. Superman money. Yeah. But let's look at that second weekend.
It's not that.
Let's really look at that second weekend and how it just dropped.
The biggest. Unfortunately, that is the thing. Is that once that movie bombed, there was no going back. You can't screw those two up.
But I'm gonna flat say this to all the nerds out there that are complaining. Yeah. Don't count Henry Cavill out. I generally believe, and I stand by this, when we have Crisis, he's going to be back.
I am still putting my foot down that there's a Kingdom Come movie in the works.
It would be an Elseworld. Someone didn't make a theory. Hey, what if the Earth 3 version of the Crime Syndicate is the old DC cast?
I heard that too. I don't like that.
Yeah, I don't like that. One, it'd be too divisive, and then you'd have we'll bring them back. Do this. It's like, no.
I want Kingdom Come with Henry Cavill and Zachary Levi.
That'd be interesting.
And would you get Ben Affleck or would you get Michael Keaton as Bruce Wayne?
Ben Affleck. You'd have to get Ben Affleck to keep him.
But I would love Kingdom Come.
Yeah, it would be Ben Affleck because he's still old, just make him a little bit older. I think that would be really interesting.
Because when he used to post those pictures of Kingdom Come, I was like, oh shit, all right. What's the other quote? The other thing, we had an interesting chat about DC in our little Facebook group. So, alright, it was about Superman. A lot of people were liking the trailer. And a lot of our people who aren't DC fans loved the trailer. They're like, this is really good. I was like, yeah, I'm considering DC is back. The damage is slowly being fixed. And as time keeps progressing, it's going to keep getting that it's gonna keep getting fixed over and over. You know, they're just it's slowly working because here's the comics are back and doing great.
Yeah.
Creatures Commandos doing great. It was #1 this week on Max, which was really good.
Yeah.
The Superman trailer is now the fifth.
It just
Most-
surpassed Deadpool and Wolverine's view.
Was that no 24 hours?
Or
24 hours. So it has it's now the 5th highest comic book movie trailer in 24 hours. It hit 225 million views on all platforms. So it came in 5th. It's Deadpool, Wolverine. I think Avengers Endgame, both Avengers Endgame, the teaser and the final trailer. And then it's Spider-Man No Way Home. Which,
Yep.
Okay, yeah, I mean, let's face it, I even watched the Spider-Man
These
No Way Home
big, epic, movies that we were all excited for.
trailer. Yeah, and then it's Superman.
Yeah.
Which is awesome to know. Like, okay, what this showed me was everyone was ready for a reboot.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Because I think the way it is I hate to say this, is true, is the Batman made a buttload of money. It almost hit $1 billion. It was at $880 million. People
And it had a low budget.
people love the Batman.
And that's what people still aren't understanding when it comes to Batman vs Superman and Justice League and why they bombed.
Mm-hmm.
They just didn't make their budget back.
Batman vs Superman was $300 million.
Mhm.
I don't think people realize $800 million is not profitable.
But the other big thing too that I noticed, there wasn't many Snyder bots.
Yeah, they all hid.
There were a couple here and there, like
There's-
Well, it was like on the morning of the Superman trailer. I said, "Oh my God, everybody's gonna be doing the famous "That's not my Superman" hashtag," and it wasn't. I didn't see any of that.
They tried to get it trending.
It didn't work.
It got overshadowed by the trailer because
Yeah.
everyone was just talking about it. And they tried telling people, like, stop. You either on here, you're with it. It's like, no, people can form their own opinion, and they actually like the trailer.
Well, I work at like an HVAC company, which is a bunch of people that don't really like that stuff. People were looking at me going, "You didn't tell me there's a Superman movie coming out. That Superman trailer was awesome." My boss was even like, "So that was why you were glued to your phone?" He goes, "Okay."
My whole thing with Superman is, here's the thing. He's such an iconic character. Even if you try to not think about the most iconic characters, the three characters that come to mind immediately are Spider-Man, Batman, Superman. You could argue, Hulk and Wolverine, too. Wolverine has kind of died down in popularity a little bit.
The way I look at it is,
But originally it was Spider-Man, Hulk, and Wolverine as the big three for a while for Marvel.
Yeah. But now it's, if you release a new Iron Man trailer,
It's Iron Man, it's Cap, and it's Thor.
If you really,
Deadpool.
if
Deadpool?
you,
Yeah, I'd argue Deadpool.
if you really think about it, it'd be Superman, Batman, Spider-Man. Yeah, between Deadpool, because a lot of people.
Deadpool is-
I think Deadpool and Iron Man, like, if Marvel came out and be like, yeah, we're doing Iron Man 4, or we're rebooting Iron Man, you're going to see those same numbers.
Or if you see, let's say in the trailer for Avengers Doomsday or Avengers Secret Wars, and you see Iron Man, everyone's gonna lose their shit.
And it's if it's Tom Cruise.
Or another version of RDJ.
But again, with those trailers, especially with No Way Home having a high view count, Deadpool, Wolverine, you knew they were going to be big movies because, one, it was all nostalgia for old Marvel. Think about it. You had 3 Spider-Man in one movie. Yeah. You had all the villains from past Spider-Man in the trailer itself. That's also why I broke a bunch of records.
Yeah.
Everyone was hoping to see the 3 Spider-Man, but you saw the villains. Deadpool and Wolverine was, it's the return of Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
And we might see a few other heroes maybe cameoed in there. And then the movie came out, hit $1 billion, and we saw Blade, a Human Torch, Elektra, Gambit, Channing Tatum's Gambit.
They were gonna keep that. They were gonna keep Blade, and they were gonna keep Gambit for a secret. Oh, definitely, I can see them.
So and also Endgame was a culmination of 10 years.
Yeah.
Superman is the start of a new universe, and the fact that it did those numbers still shows people Superman is relevant.
And there's
he's relevant.
He's really, and superhero fatigue it's still there.
Yeah, you can feel it, but it's not there as much.
Fatigue now to me is really different. And again, coming from James Gunn, he even said it's there. He goes, it's there. He goes, I believe the audience, who I'm writing for,
are gonna go.
They want good stories.
Yeah, and that's what it really comes down, because I was watching What If this morning, and I'm just like,
I heard it was weird premise this episode.
How was it?
And it was just like, it was about the Hulk. He decides to try to separate himself,
Okay.
and instead he creates new monsters.
Interesting.
And Sam Wilson gets the Avengers together, and he's like, "Okay, everyone gets mechs."
Yeah, yeah.
And I'm just like,
Well, that was like based off a comic book.
Yeah.
Yeah, like the mech thing or whatever, and I'm like,
Yeah.
that wasn't even popular. That didn't sell. Like, the
It's
pops
just
were
like-
dumb. I was like, ugh.
when I look at this, I'm like, am I bored of this? And I'm like, it's a possibility.
Because here's the thing, they're not really what ifs.
And they're not doing anything
They're-
really new.
They're in the multiverse, and
Yeah.
that's fine. But like, what ifs are what ifs.
Yeah.
They're not. What if the Avengers had mechs?
Yeah.
Here's
What
the
if Howard the Duck gets hitched?
I had a feeling where I saw Todd go, Todd's losing his mind, laughing so hard. I'm like, that's not really a what if, because we don't really know enough about Howard in the MCU.
Yeah.
And they just gave him a full blown episode.
here's my thing. I think everyone's
They already gave Agatha a what if episode. I'm like, we just saw her show.
I'm okay with that.
Yeah, and Eternals are getting an episode too.
Yeah.
It's what if Agatha goes to Hollywood? It's Kingo and her team. I'm like, okay, that's funny, but like, that's not a what if
Yeah.
though. That's
A what if is what if the other didn't get dusted.
Yeah.
You know, that's a what if.
what if Cap didn't return the stones back to their
Yeah.
place? Like those are what if Loki was worthy instead of Thor?
Yeah.
Those are what ifs. The ones we've gotten are just like
Here's what I've been thinking is people are getting sick and tired of the member berries.
Yeah.
The member
I think
berries.
it's catching up to people now.
I think it's catching up.
I could argue Deadpool Wolverine was different because it was the 20th Century Fox characters we have not seen in years.
They did it differently, but they gave us a story and they made them irrelevant. It wasn't like, hey, remember when, Chris Evans was the Human Torch? No, they gave him something to do.
Yeah, they gave him something.
They gave Elektra something. They gave Blade
And
something.
we're talking about Superman, but the whole point of Deadpool Wolverine was, hey, these heroes got sent to the void where everything gets forgotten. And, you felt bad because even Blade goes, we never had a chance to fight for our universes. We were just told we have to get sent here. And that's fine. That makes a good motivation for those characters.
Mm-hmm.
But adding the Spider-Man in going, which, it's still a big moment in cinema. It still made $2 billion. But it just felt like they were, It felt like they were there.
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I will tell people, as much as everyone likes No Way Home, I've looked at it differently now. I'm like, what do you really, Toby and Andrew, add to this movie? They're just there.
Yeah.
The really quick before we get to the next
Yeah,
topic
we gotta get back.
is over in DC, a podcaster named John Campia.
Mm-hmm.
He said it great. Is that people gave up on the DCEU.
Mm-hmm.
They really did. When James Gunn came out with his announcement and said, "I'm starting a whole new line. I'm starting this." People slowly didn't want to see Blue Beetle. People didn't want to slowly see Aquaman. People didn't want to see The Flash, which is praised as like one of the best movies Warner Brothers put out. And
I still think The Flash is a good movie.
Mhm.
Listen, I tell people this. I go, just ignore the CGI, ignore the effects. The story there is actually pretty good. It's about how do you see someone who's passed and want to move on.
so is Blue Beetle.
Oh, Blue Beetle was awesome. It
The-
just felt like Iron Man.
Aquaman Lost Kingdom. I came out of that movie and I remember going, I did not like it, and I'm ready for this new universe.
Yeah.
That was exactly when I came out, when he goes, I am Aquaman, and he screams, and I just went, yeah, I'm done.
Yep.
The one where I also kind of was like, yeah, I hope the other movies kind of do something new. Which Shazam 2. I was kind of disappointed in that one.
I would hate it. I was so...
There was only like one good part in that one.
Yeah, but the first one.
Lucy Liu
Awesome.
killed that. Lucy Liu killed that movie for me.
What did it for? The only thing that was good about that movie was the one line. It's like, taste the rainbow.
Oh, I love that. That was great.
I just feel like that movie could have been more.
Yeah.
But
Could have.
the first Shazam was something different and
Yeah.
unique. It was a character people kind of knew.
Yeah. It was fun.
Something unique.
People knew
Special.
of Shazam and Captain Marvel from Justice League,
Yeah.
Young Justice. But to see him fully fledged in a 2-hour, his own solo outing
Mhm.
with Zachary Levi I still say, as much as social media doesn't like him, he fits that role.
Yeah.
He is Shazam.
But going back to...
Aquaman, something different.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman,
Wonder
really
Woman,
something
so
different.
different.
To me, Wonder Woman it wasn't
the
even
third act.
different.
Yeah.
It was
Oh.
they perfected Wonder Woman.
Yeah,
I don't,
Patty Jenkins in the right. Oh, and here's the funny thing.
even to me, Gal Gadot is Wonder Woman.
Yeah, but here's the funny thing about Wonder Woman. Snyder wrote a bit of Wonder Woman, which, again, how can you get Wonder Woman perfected and fit to modern, but you messed up with Batman and Superman? Like, what went wrong?
I think what it came down to, it was his vision of Superman. It was his version of Batman.
Which
Like,
again,
it was
I like certain aspects of BVS, but I could also argue Wonder Woman's just there.
Yeah.
DK.
I mean, at the end of the day,
But
you can't really screw up Wonder Woman. So she's from an island full of women entering man's world. That's it.
Yeah.
Like, you can't really do much.
Also, putting it in the backdrop of World War One.
Yeah.
How many there's not a lot of World War One movies
Yeah.
where you just even the No Man's Land scene was new. It was something awesome. And then we got to Justice League and it was like, oh, we're back to disappointment again.
Yeah, that's exactly what it was. No, and then really quick, and then we'll talk about Clayface and Creature Commandos. The big thing is, I think the world's ready for Superman. I think with My Adventures of Superman,
Great show, by the way.
Yeah,
Great show.
Superman and Lois being phenomenal, absolute Superman. I mean, we saw at the comic book store.
Even both action and just the Superman titles alone, they're great.
Superman fever is coming, and it's here.
And this is what I mean by the DC brain is kind of fixing itself.
Yeah.
It's course correcting. It took someone, I will say, James Gunn, who is a big comic book nerd who knows, hey, these things aren't serious. They're very goofy. Make them goofy. Make them wild. Make them like the new Superman run.
Yeah. And
What? Absolute power. What?
And the best thing that I'm looking forward to with DC, in general,
Todd's new favorite thing they've done in the comics is make Mrs. Claus a lantern.
is
Everyone needs to read Batman Smell and Robin Lays an Egg.
it's so funny. It's so. But the best thing I'm looking forward to is everyone is gonna be off the little bit of the Bat Train. The Bat Train's gonna be dying. It's gonna be chewing down.
It's showing out, and like for that replacement, he's giving us new heroes.
Yeah.
Like people haven't heard, or at the end of the day, I'm gonna flat say, I guarantee in the next 5 to 10 years, people are gonna talk about a character like the Wannabes or Detective Chimp.
Metamorpho.
Yeah,
Metamorpho's getting a comic book series.
Yeah,
People might talk about Detective Chimp.
yeah.
Dr. Fate, The Question.
There's one comic that got announced this week, and I think when I say DC's letting it be goofy, all right, don't let it get too goofy. I think a book got announced where everyone's just kind of went, why is this a thing? What is it? It's the Harley Quinn fart tag, whatever.
Oh yeah, that one. Yeah,
that one's kind of all right, we can get goofy, but let's not be dumb here for a second. Let's be smart about it. That. Why did that need a series?
Well, going from goofy to serious, let's talk about Creature Commandos.
Oh
yeah.
Chasing squirrels.
Well, let's hear Adam's opinion of
yeah.
episodes 1 through 3 because he did not get to talk about that.
Yeah, he was kind of.
Be careful.
Sorry. This show, pardon my language, is fucking bonkers. I love this show so much. This is one of the best DC shows since the Bruce Timm universe. I fucking love G.I. Robots so much.
And again, you want to know why? He's not afraid to let these be comic book projects.
The fact that it's a robot just wants to kill Nazis in episode 1. Is that a Nazi? No. Oh.
No GI, that's not a Nazi.
And the fact that the episode 2. Is that a Nazi? Yes! Yes, it is, G.I. He's like, yes! I'm sorry.
Something fallers.
I don't think so.
Yeah, he fell.
Oh.
Sorry.
Oh, Ken!
So
No,
sorry.
that's Arcane.
Oh,
Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh. I thought it looked like Ken Fruit.
So sorry. Oh my god, just G.I. Robot. Oh, he's so great. Dr. Phosphorus is hilarious. And Weasel. I love Weasel. I knew this episode. I knew this. I had this feeling Weasel was framed.
Yeah.
But Frankenstein, he's just a lover. Can't
It's
blame.
because I can't grow hair, isn't it, on my face?
He can't blame him. He just wants love.
I want to talk about the public attorney who's trying to get Weasel free.
And it's voiced by Linda Cardellini.
Yeah, I'm just like, I never thought about that. Like, the monsters need lawyers. And just the fact that she has to go through all this crap.
And one of her clients is an actual killing weasel.
And I love the
Innocent, though.
Yeah,
Innocent.
Yeah, but he has killed people.
Oh, but I love the picture. I love the picture. Here's the picture. It shows the kids, and he just
He looks at it, and then he eats it, and it's like, alright, this is a really funny gag.
I was like, that's awesome.
And his name is John Doe, which is even funnier. They're like, what's his name? John Doe?
He doesn't have a name. He doesn't talk.
Yeah. So he's John Doe. We're just giving him the name John Doe.
I really like the future. I saw the future. Just like, okay, and there he was again. And it just went, we really should stop killing this. We should stop killing
What I
Batman.
love about the future.
Well, I don't know if a lot of people saw this. The showrunner confirmed that there's a Flash dead in the shot.
Mhm.
It's
Yep.
Wally West.
It's Wally West.
So that begs the question: were we actually getting the animated Bruce Timm version of some of these characters? Which we are, but you know.
What I love about that whole future thing is the villains that are coming in there. It's the princess. It's Gorilla Grodd.
They confirmed it wasn't Gorilla Grodd.
Oh.
It's another ape. I don't know who it was.
It's
But
not
they-
Salt.
Humanite?
Maybe we may have to look it up and talk about it in like another episode. But I know everyone said it was Gorilla Grodd, and the showrunner's like, it's not Grodd. It's another ape.
If it's
Oh.
if it is.
I think that would have been perfect. Gorilla Grodd just like, let's team up, man.
But who knows? It might
Yeah,
be Grodd.
but they could be
yeah, it could be
lying.
Grodd. Yeah.
But seeing that future was interesting. It's like, oh, okay, huh?
I know next episode, we're getting Clayface.
Yep.
Yeah.
Which Clayface has officially been also greenlit at DC Studios.
Yep.
Written by the new horror kind of smaller indie writer Mike Flanagan.
Yeah.
Which was shocker because his name kept popping up for months that he's at DC Studios. He's doing something. And he'd be like, no, I'm not. Like, Boy Who Cried Wolf. And then at a convention, he was like, yeah, I would want to write for Clayface. And this was a few months ago. And then now we're at hey, Mike Flanagan is at DC Studios. He's writing Clayface. Which, the description of what it is, interesting. I'm pretty sure people know the movie The Fly, but just in case it's a movie with,
Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum, where he turns himself into a fly on accident, and he's labeled as a monster. That's basically the premise. And that was enough to be like, okay, I want to know more about this. I want to see an actual, what they're going to do with this.
And it's not Basil Karloff. It's Drad. What's the name? Clayface from the animated series. Matt Hagen. Matt Hagen. I really hope it's a bit of like The Fly, but I'm really hoping it's kind of like the Phantom of the Opera.
That would be kind of interesting.
Well, from what I heard, I guess they're giving it. The rumor is it's a $40 million budget.
Yeah,
which
I'm okay with that 110%. The one thing that I'm really liking about all these DC projects, granted we don't know what the budget is for the Superman movie, it sounds like all these budgets are very low.
Very low for right now.
I know they're trying to paint Superman as $300 million. I'm like, no. Listen, they've learned with Batman vs Superman and Justice League, you don't give movies $300 million budget.
That's I think they're
Unless
doing.
you're Marvel with Captain America and you're just an idiot at that point.
Not
They're-
Captain America, it's Captain Marvel.
The Marvels.
And the Marvels.
The Marvels.
But they're learning their mistakes.
Yeah, I think what it comes, and what people also have to realize too is DC Studios is an independent studio.
That's what they're still not understanding, and I have to tell people, I'm like, listen, when they say studio, they are referring to James Gunn and Peter Safran.
Mm-hmm.
David Zaslav has no say. David Zaslav comes in, and he goes, all right, well, how much you guys think you need for this project?
Yeah.
Barely even that.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. You guys want $40 million? $40 million.
Yeah. And what people need to also realize too, is James Gunn knows how to direct within a budget.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Again, I keep bringing this up. He worked with a guy at Troma where he had $5 and a pack of gum,
Yep.
and he had to make the Toxic Avenger. So, you know.
And even, yeah, like James kind of said too, like when he was working on those films, he's like, I was kind of running the hair and makeup. I had to but now he has people. He's like, I don't have to do that because it's people who are professionals and I don't have to be watching them.
And there's more money.
Yeah, and
You know.
yeah, obviously, yeah, there's more money.
Out of every short film I've worked on, I have 5 or 6 different jobs. I mean, you know, if you look at the credits for Rail Riders, my name's in there like 10, 15 times in the credits. You know, when I did Jim's Farewell, which is a DC fan film I highly recommend everyone to watch.
It is.
You know, I was the director. I did the makeup. I helped, you know, with the costumes and everything else. It's just like, when you don't have nothing, you gotta step it up, you know.
Yeah.
Like, I know we're gonna be doing Daredevil. I guarantee me and you are probably gonna be doing 5 different jobs.
Yeah, we're gonna be overlooking a lot, which, you know, nothing on Kyle.
Yeah.
But it's more of, hey, you've never done something on this scale, which I know you want to do it. And I've told people this. I'm like, I trust Todd after, you know, coming to help on Rail Riders and, you know, seeing how you guys operate. I'm like, he knows his stuff. I was like, I wouldn't put it past him on a few things. I was like, he's been in these positions. And, you know, what's going to be interesting is me making my directorial debut for Daredevil, which I'm highly nervous.
Yeah.
I'm very terrified because it's my first time kind of being more behind the camera going, all right, I don't like that, let's redo it. You know, I'm going to have to make the calls of, do we keep this? Do we not keep this? And here's the thing, too. If you ever hear any rant, not just James Gunn, you hear Taika Waititi, all these directors, they are more involved with even the post-production. So it comes down to editing, like sound, music choice, all this, like how you want it cut, how you want it this. It's more than just having a camera set up. It's you have to know how to do this. If you do not know how to do this, do not even try.
Well, it's like...
But, you know, I have Todd probably going to be breathing down my neck going, all right, do this, and which is going to be fine. Because it's going to be me learning.
That's what has to do it. I mean, you're going to have me and John probably behind your back going, okay, we got to put the lights here, you're going to put the lights there. Does that... The idea is that you tell us your vision, and then we set up all the other stuff and go...
Which you're starting to get the vision. It's becoming more... He cut the vision for Superman right away. I was like, all right, I want...
But that's what you do as a director, is you like, this is my vision. You, key grip. How can I make this work? All right, cool. This is what you want. Yeah, can we just move this light over here a little bit?
Which
you
I'm
know?
going to have to learn that, but that's going to be a day where it's
Yeah,
going to be like, hey, bring this stuff over and I want to do test shots.
And you're not going to do... Honestly, that's going to be a day up type deal.
Yeah.
You know?
The one I'm really nervous... I don't know if I can talk about it yet. I kind of want to mention it. Then
Go ahead.
So because... It's not because of James Gunn. There was, for the whole past year, I've been trying to do a show where I want to teach people more about certain heroes, go in depth about their history. That's kind of what this Daredevil project is. So Daredevil's going to be our pilot, in a sense. I'm not really writing it. I'm more just reading it over, kind of going, no, like adding notes, you know, like what it kind of like a showrunner, like producer would do is like, hey, kind of what James Gunn does, you know, Feige, all those big, just write notes and kind of be like, change this up, do this, that, I like this. However, the next one is going to be a little different because I'm more involved with the creative, writing the vision, you know, getting the inspiration. Like Todd said, I need the vision, obviously, if I'm going to be directing it, but it's a kind of uncertain if I'm directing or not, or if I'm going to be acting in it. But we're going to do a Superman one. And, you know, this one is the one where I can say, you know, this is mine, like, you know, writing it, doing all this stuff, but Todd was going to help me on it, which... You know, you've already kind of said, oh, yeah, I want to do something else, too, after that. It's like, that's fine, because we all are kind of in that Superman fever, which is nice.
Yeah.
And everyone's feeling it. But we've been shooting around ideas. Like I said, I'm nervous to do Superman. I feel like when you're working on a character, like, where he can fly, shoot lasers out of his eyes, breathe cold breath, which we're not doing all that.
Yeah.
Because, you know, money it affects. So we got to keep it simple.
Yeah.
But when you're working on a character like that, compared to Daredevil, where it's a vigilante, and you're putting him in a costume, and it's more simple. Superman, there's a bit more I could see where Gunn kind of was stressing right in this movie. I'm like, oh, I see this heavily. I was like, yeah, I'm taking my time with this one. I'm not rushing it. I want to make sure it's good because at the end of the day, we are fans of these characters. We want to take care of them. We want to put our heart and passion in these. That's what it is. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be interesting. We have no idea, like, the what am I looking for? The word I'm looking for. It's gonna be a fun ride and experience.
Yeah.
when the time comes, I feel like everyone's just gonna have a fun time. I feel like with Superman, the people I brought it up to, I haven't told them anything. I'm just like, hey, if I did a Superman project, and I've texted a few people who are like stylists who know how to do hair and makeup, like, would you want to come do this if opportunity? They've all said yeah, and they're like, what are you thinking? I'm like, well, I want it to look like this, like, and I've showed them pictures of the Richard Donner movie, Superman the Animated Series, and a few other stuff, and they're like, okay, that's simple, we can work with that. Hey, it's like something simple once you get the idea. And I've showed you what I wanted, I've showed him what I wanted, and you both went, okay, we know what you want.
Yeah.
We know what you're trying to homage and what you're trying to pay respect to, and not shy away from it.
When you sent me the Daredevil, I knew right away what you wanted. When you sent me Superman, I was like, I know what you want. Like it's kind of how this is the way you guys want the heroes, as it is.
A lot of it is going back to first appearances. I sent the Daredevil first appearance comic. I sent one that's kind of in talks, but that one's gonna take more time. Which that's what I'm saying. Like next year, with a lot of people, we'll do a video about like, hey, where's Batman and Robin been? Are we doing Forever still? Like stuff like that, because we've talked about it. A lot of people ask us, and it's like we have personal lives too. So a lot of it is we're not slowing down, but it's just we're pacing it more. We're not all stressing.
With Batman and Robin, was a headache.
It was our first time.
It was their first time directing these things, and then my computer took a shit.
Which I do gotta say, as much as it was a shit show half the time, which I will be fully honest, it was a shit show. Everyone still had fun.
Everyone still had fun, and
everyone had a smile. There was no one saying that this is going to be a shit show. Everyone came in with the full heart, the full passion. They respected me and Adam when it came to making certain calls, and everyone just had fun with it because we were trying different stuff. And
the product itself is still good.
Yeah, it came out. Yeah, I got text messages from friends who knew we were doing this. And they heard it and they're like, this is not what we expected, and this is like really good.
Yeah.
Like, you guys
and I'm really upset when my computer took a crap, because it's just like the opening moment for part 3 still puts a chuckle in my face.
What's the opening? I don't know if I remember the part 3 opening.
It's Mr. Freeze and the score.
Yeah. Oh my god, I forgot what you did. Oh god.
Just the score and the background music and all that really put a smile on my face.
Is it the one I'm thinking of? The one where we said, yeah, it's that. Okay, yeah, I don't want to give that away. That one was that was during we were doing it. We thought of that. Yeah, that was we came and you're like, hey, can we do this? And I'm like, I thought about it. I looked at Adam. We just both. The moment I knew he smiled and I smiled and then you smiled, it was, let's do it. Because it's a fun joke.
But the fact that I was able to take that music and put it into score form is what excites me so much.
The tone for Batman and Robin wasn't even discussed it was because it was and then it was finally when it was handed to me.
I pretty much said.
Do we have time to talk about like how that came to be real quick?
Yeah. So they didn't really have a tone. Like, I guess
I'm not talking about the tone. I'm talking about how that project quickly came to be.
Yeah, go ahead.
So, what are we at time-wise for this episode?
107.
So, how we thought of doing an audio drama, which I want to go in more depth of, like, the process behind us doing the first time, and how, like, it was very stressful, and how it was really the first week going into it was, oh my god. Yeah. But it was easy. It was fun after we got the crack. And it was towards the end, I feel like everyone nailed it. And I was really happy with a lot of it. Like, I was happy with the majority of it. Like I said, we all had a fun time. Everyone who was a big part of it, which I can't think enough, just always texted going, that was so fun. Can we do another? Yeah. How it came to be was, we all saw The Flash. And there were people who came up to me and Adam afterwards going, wait, George Clooney was Batman? I'm like, yeah. like, you guys didn't know this? This is a movie called Batman and Robin. Like, it's not critically received well. Like, it's kind of, like, bad, but it's funny bad. And then we were sitting, because we were trying to think of something to do. And you go, hey, what if we just did Batman and Robin?
Well, it was...
Yeah, you the one who...
no, I think I recommend first it'd be like, we should take a look at Justice Immortal and make that into a radio show. And then...
But we didn't know enough about it, and it was too big, and it was like...
Someone mentions George Clooney, and then you messaged me like, I want to do Batman and Robin. And so, we recorded Batman and Robin, and none of the narration was done.
Yeah.
We did that at the very end, and I'm like, we need narration, so how are we actually editing this together?
When I tell you guys, at that few weeks of doing everything, Todd wanted to actually kill us. I honestly thought he was going to come, knock on my door, say, go to my mom, hey, is Lorenzo home? And like my
I wasn't going to kill you.
Yeah, but
I was getting like very stressed because every week it was
like... he was going to come down and do what Homer does to Bart. And just, where's the narrator? And
it's just like, it wasn't that like, where's the narration? It's like, what is the tone of the narration so we can... It's like,
and then we landed on 66.
And then he was like, let's make it 6... And Adam was like, let's make it 66. And I'm like, all right, cool. I wish I would have known this 3 weeks ago, but cool.
Yeah, which that's on us. Like you said, it was our first time.
Yeah, I'm not upset about it or anything like that.
And you also had other stuff you were doing, like, which was Rail Riders at the time.
Yeah, Rail Riders and Beast Hunters.
Yeah, so you were between projects, and it was like, fuck, we're wasting his time. And you're like, no, we're not wasting time. And it's like, all right, we'll get it done. Yeah. However, when it came now to Forever, when we actually start doing that, we're going to start Forever very slowly. Yeah. Like, I'm not telling people, like, I'm not giving it a date this time. I'm not doing anything. We can say we're working on it.
Yeah. And
I want to get caught up on releasing the parts of Batman Forever. Batman and Robin first before we get
once I have everything together, it's on the computer. It goes.
It's smooth sailing.
And I'm just gonna. The only thing that really upsets me is like, and I need to start actually doing this now, is I need to get all the sound effects again, and I got to get all the music again. I got to edit the music again.
Do we ever? Yeah, we did say we want the tone for Forever to be. Just think animated series.
Well, I thought the tone was the movie.
So the tone is
the tone was.
I'm the director.
Yeah, Adam's solo directing this one.
I'm directing this, so the tone was a bit of like the movie with the animated series. When we did the read along, everybody was having a great time.
Oh, the read along was so fun for Batman Forever. Dude.
So it's a bit of both right now. Well, for Batman Forever was we were working on the narration before Todd's computer took a crap. And then I paused production because there was so much going on with my life and
everybody was just like
extremely busy.
I was about to die.
Yeah. You had to text everyone like being like, hey, we're gonna push this to next year. We're not gonna start it right away just because life caught up with everyone.
Todd almost died on my living room floor.
Yeah. Not really.
No, I know. But it was my call, and I know my cast was very like not understandable, and I went, this is my call, so everyone sit down.
I think it was once we all got together, it was everyone who kind of knew each other, which I kind of pitched the idea was some people wanted to return. Funny enough for the casting, I'm like, well, I want to try different people because we had a lot of. It was after the teaser of part 1. And the first part came out. We had a bunch of texts going, can we get in on this?
I'm going to say this for Batman Forever casting. I've gone through a couple of Two-Face. I have to now replace a couple people again. So I have to recast them. They're just Two-Face's hench girls, so I gotta recast them again, and that's my 4th time recasting them. So I know who they are this time, and I'm begging and pleading for them to please stay on.
Can we say who I am yet, or no? Who can keep that one a secret?
Lorenzo Gretsch is Batman.
Yeah, I'm Batman.
Wait a minute.
Or you want me to actually do it?
Say it.
I gotta do the Kilmer. Hold on.
Yeah.
I'm gonna say it in the Kilmer tone. Because I had the Kilmer voice for weeks. I was working on it. Oh my god. He does or Dr. Chase Meridian. I'm Batman. Like, he's very, like, down and serious with that.
Okay, so Lorenzo is playing Bruce Wayne and Batman.
Yeah. I think that's the only one we should say right now.
Yes.
No, I'm gonna do another one. Cecil, that you guys will get to know. He's gonna be playing the Boy Wonder himself, Robin, and then I will also announce a couple more people because I want to announce this because people will tune in. Kyle Prophet will be playing Two-Face.
He's a villain again.
Yep, and my buddy CJ is going to be playing the Riddler, which you guys will be very blown away by the way he acts in this, and Todd will be playing none other than Gossip Gertie.
Oh,
Todd
Brucey.
returns.
And Joe Zagala will be returning as Commissioner Gordon and be taking over Alfred. And also, too, Mateo will be playing Henchman. And I will be the director. And Alex Beggs and Grace are going to be our narrators. And also, too, Grace is going to be playing another role, which I will leave in suspense.
Ah, yes, that was the fun in that. That was the fun talk that day. Because we had someone chose for another role, and then they're really busy if you've seen all their stuff on. A lot of plays, and I'm just like, you go.
Yeah.
You do it. You're doing good. When it came to Grace, it was like, hey, do you want to do this instead? Yeah, she jumped at the opportunity. Yeah. That was really fun.
But I mean, and after Batman Forever, we are planning to do a bunch of other radio dramas.
Listen. The one I'm not saying no to because it's still undecided. Like I said, I wanted to read it before we did it, and that was the big issue. Why everyone kind of big like, well, why aren't you doing it? Justice League Mortal.
Yeah.
I don't want to say yes or no.
Yeah.
But it's in the pipeline. It's in the maybe like, hey, we'll get to it.
And I've just been like writing off my Twitch lately, and I'm like, I just again I wrote a GI Robot script.
Adam should just do the voice of GI Robot.
And I wrote a which is still being in the works because I'm taking elements from
which one you take?
Along the Watchtower, the question one. But I was working on the Clayface, and my goal, we're kind of going off topic, but my goal for next year is, I'm kind of like listening to the news and being like, okay, they announced, Supergirl. What can I do with Supergirl as a radio drama? Because, if done right, we could be able to get these done in a month.
Yeah, we can. We just took our time with Batman and Robin.
At the end of the day, we're busy, and I am slowly becoming more organized and a little bit less busy. So I'm able to have more time to, I'm also not as tired. And that was another big thing too. I was just tired.
Yeah.
But there's going to be new projects coming, and I'm really excited to see what's going to happen.
Yeah, I mean, when we start production on Batman Forever back in we're going to start production in January again, which I'm super excited.
Do you want to announce the other big thing, or do you want to wait on that one?
I want to wait on that because
it hasn't even been started yet.
It hasn't even started yet.
Yeah,
I want to see that in full detail.
Do I know about this?
Yeah.
Yeah. So
starts with a W.
Starts with a W.
Ends with an E.
It will begin. It will begin next year. We'll actually have the full.
I'm lost now.
The full. I'll have a whole map out. I'll have a whole map out of what we're doing.
Well, I'll let you know after we're done here.
Yeah, I'm lost because we have a bunch of people want to do stuff and I get lost.
Yeah,
it's something I've been wanting to do for a while.
It's something that at the end of the day doesn't really concern you. You need to you need to know about it. It doesn't concern you.
It's a certain thing where we can talk more and go in detail about stuff. Okay, I know exactly what you're talking about.
It's my next part of me being the background of Culture Shock.
Because we have talked about it's you two more mainly working on this.
Like how I want you guys to be like.
I think what would be a fun idea, staying on the DC tone, staying on the Superman idea, is I've always wanted to do, and if opportunity presented itself next year, which I feel like we can work it out. I want to go to a convention, take the Donner script, and do a live reading of it.
That can happen.
That'd be kind of interesting. Or it doesn't even have to be that because time, things like take a different story. Like, I still have the script for when Superman gets brainwashed into making a porno. You know.
I know exactly what comic that is too, cause
Oh, I don't have that up there in my wall. Oh, yeah, it's right in the box.
but I remember you coming in and going, "Look what I got!" It's like, what's so? He goes, "You got it. You don't understand."
This is when Superman gets brainwashed into making a porno with Big Bird on it.
The fuck? It's just like, what the fuck? Okay.
Another cool one that would be fun to do live is the first episode of Justice League.
Yeah.
The first, so you're not unlimited. The first Justice League episode. Isn't it like No, it's not Origins Part 1. What's the...
It's called... It's called Original, I believe. Secret Origin or something like that. But, yeah. That'd be cool. I love the idea of us doing Christmas with the Joker. That would have been fun.
Yeah, I'm surprised people... if you, for all listening, we originally I had a charity thing set up this year.
Yeah.
You know, people didn't... That happens. I get it. I kind of did it late, but next year I want to do it more.
Mm-hmm.
One of the incentives was if we raised enough, we were going to do Christmas with the Joker very quickly. And that was the fun one I really wanted to do.
Mm-hmm.
It was either that or the Richard Donner Superman.
Yeah.
Secret Origin number...
Yeah, Secret Origin.
Yeah.
But yeah, Creatures Commandos was good. Superman trailer blew us away. It was a big DC week.
I mean, we talked about it for the past hour, so yeah, it's good.
Yeah, it's good. And then we also went off topic into some other stuff.
Yeah.
But, you know, it's...
But I mean,
needless
podcast. Yeah, you know. Before we end this, because we did talk about Clayface, what do we want out of the Clayface movie?
I want horror.
Horror?
I want just horror element.
Phantom of the Opera. I want a Phantom of the Opera feel.
Batman, no Batman.
Oh,
I'd be fine with no Batman.
Seeing
Seeing how he's in the next episode, Clayface, it's going to be interesting to see no Batman with the Batman villain. Well, I mean, we've seen the Penguin show, we've seen Joker, the movie, but this is different.
Yeah, I'm very curious because I'm not too worried about it, and I'm curious about it, but my thing is that you know that he's not the main villain. He's like, you're here so you can be this person.
My question is, does Mike Flanagan direct? Or is he just a writer most of the time?
He's mostly a writer.
So he didn't direct Dr. Sleep then? Did he just write that? Which I heard from some people, it's not bad.
Dr. Sleep is good.
I heard, it's just it's the yeah, it's the Shining sequel.
Well, if it's...
I've still never seen The Shining.
Because it's Matt Hagen. Matt Hagen is...
Oh, he did direct it.
Oh, he did direct it.
Yeah.
Because Gunn said they didn't know if they had someone directing. I'm like, just let Mike direct.
Yeah, I think with a budget of like $30 million, $40 million, he's probably going to direct.
Because he's done. I think he directed Haunting of Hill House or Bly Manor, all those big Netflix ones that people love too.
Matt Hagen is an actor as well. That he got into a car accident that scarred his face, and acting was not going well for him, and so he went to Roland Daggett, and got this moisture that transformed his face, and so he got so addicted to it. So maybe like a little bit of a drug addict would be kind of cool with that. See that.
Two things. One, do you think it'll be an Elseworld story?
No, they've already said it's DCU.
I have the perfect actor.
Who?
And you're gonna look at me. And you're gonna be like, no, but you might actually agree with me.
Who?
Mark Hamill.
Yes, I like it. I'll give you one better.
I don't hate it. I have to see it. Like I'd really have to visualize it hard.
He can't. Unfortunately, he won't jump ship because he's already signed contract. But he could. Oscar Isaac would be a good Matt Hagen.
I don't think he signed a contract anymore. I think he can still do other stuff.
But Roland Daggett should be the villain because that would be nice to introduce the Daggett. And then for Batman, in the shadows, just in the shadows.
A weird choice, but if we're going off of the premise of the idea of the Fly,
Jeff Goldblum.
get Jeff Goldblum.
Jeff Goldblum.
And when he does it, he ages back, and we see a younger Jeff Goldblum again.
My only issue that I have with having it be Jeff Goldblum, and this is kind of like my issue even with Mark Hamill, they're too old.
But here's the thing: there's a movie out which I've heard people tell me I have to watch it. It's called The Substance. You could take the older actor and have it be he's younger now with the Clayface thing, but he's also just going insane and like shooting it up, which that's in the movie. She's shooting it up, making herself stay young forever, and then it backfires.
Yeah, cause this moisture thing he puts on, it's to like really create his face, and what happens to him is that if you can't make the money on Daggett, or you're stealing it, there's punishment. Because it sounds like to me in the DC studios we will see the mob, we'll see Rupert Thorne.
Yeah.
So happens is that he takes the jar and says, "Oh, you love this stuff so much." They literally force his mouth open and they dump this in him, and then they throw him. And for like in Batman animated series, like that's a very like adult moment in a kid's cartoon.
That'd be an interesting way to phrase an origin story. Just being like, he was an actor, got into an accident, he had to make a deal with the mob. Couldn't pay the mob.
Yeah.
Or he wasn't able to make a deal with the mob, and the mob's like, well, we know what actually is making you, famous.
Yeah. You like this stuff so much. Here you go.
Yeah.
But
or he buys the stuff from the mob.
Yep.
Yeah.
There's definitely a great story there, and I'm very curious to see where it's going to go. All right, well, we've been talking for the past hour and 20 minutes.
Yeah.
I feel like that's a little bit too long, in my opinion.
Yeah.
So we're going to end the show today.
We could always split it into 2 parts.
That is true, but we're not going to because I'm lazy.
Exactly. No, I mean...
By the way, Adam, what did you get for your birthday?
Yes. This is awesome. I've been wanting this comic book cover. It is Michael Keaton's Batman with Michael Keaton's Beetlejuice. I've never been so excited. This is awesome.
And with that, we want to thank you guys for listening to the
Yes,
DC Guys.
guys.
I'm Todd.
I'm Lorenzo.
And I'm Adam, and I wish you all a Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and a Happy New Year.
Well, by the time you see this next week, it will be Christmas. But Merry Christmas in the sense, Happy New Year. Let's look forward to 2025. Next time you guys hear us is going to be in the new year.
Will likely be, we'll be in the new year.
And welcome to the year of Superman.
Bum, ba-da-da-dum,
Bum, bum, bum.